I've been slowly getting back into a routine and returning to activities that make me feel grounded and sustained. I've been reading a lot too, and recently read 2 Hannah Kent books, which I really loved, as they speak to grief and loss, as well as the vulnerability of women. I did a big clean-up of 2 rooms in the house that had been bothering me with their clutteredness. Ari's playroom and also the study. 2 rooms important for us for creativity and work. After being sick for so long on the holidays, it's been good to move my body again. I rejoined the gym and have been trying to go at least 3 times a week for my mental health and also to rebuild my fitness. I've been getting into cooking more Japanese food and was gifted this lovely recipe book for Christmas. It's been satisfying trying new recipes and having them turn out so well. Coming back to base as a family, being in a routine and reconnecting is important to me after such a busy period spending time with extended family and friends. Going back to work is also a relief for me. The other day my therapist was talking about how the holiday period can be so emotionally exhausting. At Christmas time, we can all tend to revert to a regressed childlike state due to stress and family triggers. So it's good to be back at Little Window again and using different parts of my brain, and also interacting with colleagues where relationships can sometimes have a different ease and lightness to them. It brings a normalcy back to my being.
You feel like summer days to me, warm, tender, sunny rays. I hope that we are meant to be.
So we're going to hot pot, even though it's really hot. And we like hot things in the hot of hot. We like hot things when it's hot. And it's really hot today. It's really hot. Okay, let's go. 36 degrees. 36 degrees. And very high humidity. Yeah. Sweating everywhere. Everywhere. Out of every place. Out of every orifice. Yeah. Says don't give up, I'm always here for you. And I'm going to drink it now because I'm so thirsty. Thania, try it. So I'm on my way to a therapy session. It's my day off. I find that it takes me a bit of headspace to get into the zone of therapy and then also to process afterwards. So I like to book in these sessions when I don't have much on at all. It's been a while since I've been to therapy, probably a few months now, and I tend to dip in and out of therapy these days just as I need it, so I might just have one every couple of months, or if there's something big going on, then I might have, 2 or 3 sessions and then have another break. When I first started going to therapy with this particular therapist about 5 or 6 years ago now, it was just after I had Ari, and I was processing some big stuff that was coming up with becoming a mother, and I was going about once a week, once a fortnight for a period of about 1 to 2 years, maybe once a month towards the end of that. And once I felt like things had settled a lot for me, then I started to space things out and started to access therapy more like I do now, so just as I need it. I like therapy for me to be more of a conversational style. So we usually start the session with my therapist asking me, so where are you at right now, or where would you like to start? And there's no pressure to pick up from where we last left off, because I might be in a totally different headspace since then, or I might want to focus on something really different. There's no homework. She kind of just follows my lead, and the session flows very organically, and I feel like that really works for me. Some of the themes that I tend to focus on in therapy are relational issues, and these can encompass unresolved relational issues I have from childhood, and also current ones, or how previous attachment and relational issues impact on how I relate to myself and to other people as an adult. And that links into motherhood as well, and what it's like for me to be a mum. One of the themes I've been working on around that is how I can easily become very overstimulated as a mum, and addressing the not enoughness that often comes up, and how parenting has also impacted on my relationship with Trent as well. I tend to also like to talk about my dreams. So my therapist is, one of her areas of specialty is dream work and analysing dreams. And if I don't necessarily have anything specific to talk about, I will talk about a recent dream I've had, and we'll unpack it together and explore the meaning of it together. And I find that a really useful and interesting process, because our psyches can show us so much what our current worries are, vulnerabilities are. So much of it can, once it's named as something, or it manifests as a particular person or symbol in a dream, it's sort of like a different level of realization of what you're actually going through. Going to therapy today, I feel nervous. I can notice a bit of anxiety, heart palpitations. This can be really normal leading up to a session. Because it's been a while since I've seen my therapist, there's a lot to talk about, but I know that afterwards I'm going to feel relieved as well. Even if you've been seeing the same therapist for years and years, it can be really normal to get anxious and nervous about going into a particular headspace before therapy and leading up to therapy. So I've been kind of feeling like this all morning. It's your innermost thoughts and feelings that I think in therapy they are treated as sacred, and you have this opportunity to really drop into what's important to you and what your values are and how you'd like things to be, and it kind of solidifies where to from here as well. So I find therapy incredibly useful. So I just got home from my session, and I'm feeling that sense of relief, and I'm feeling stirred up as well, which is expected when you're revisiting feelings from the last few weeks, opening it all back up and unpacking it together. I found the session really helpful, just to have the space to debrief first of all, and also just having someone who's not your partner or a friend or family member to really sit with you and listen and bear witness to and observe what you're going through, and to let you know that what you're feeling is valid.
and just to navigate some of those tricky thoughts and feelings together with you in that space. It's so incredibly powerful to be in that space with someone and to have your story heard and understood in that way.
If I wrote you a song, if I got every word perfectly weighted on a thin piece of paper, would it make any difference? Would it change for the better? If I wrote you a poem, if I posted a letter?
담담하게 넌 무뚝뚝한 말투로 미안하고 고마웠다 말하네. 이미 알고 있단 듯 고개 끄덕였지만 아직 잡은 손을 놓지는 못해. 울어버리면 현실이 될까봐
This is Sunnybank on the south side of Brisbane. There are so many tasty places to eat here and it's pumping at 10 o'clock at night. The food is nostalgic for us and everywhere you go smells amazing. It feels like we're in Asia on a hot summer's night. This dessert place has so many options to choose from. On the menu was grass jelly, soy custard, sago, rice balls, sesame balls, taro and fruit, with delicious syrups like ginger syrup and condensed milk. There were really cute figurines in the shop that we couldn't stop looking at because they were just so cute. There was just one person working at this shop and he was super efficient. He brought out our desserts so quickly. This one here is a soy custard with some rice balls and some grass jelly underneath in ginger syrup. It was so silky and just so delicious. This one has grass jelly with taro balls in coconut milk. We really love grass jelly. It's so soothing and cool after eating spicy hot pot.
You're definitely getting a period. How can you tell? I don't know, because usually you wouldn't get a magnum like that. It's true, hey?